joined by members of the winning team, which was the number 2 Miller Lite Ford, driven by Brad Keselowski. We are joined by the crew chief, Paul Wolfe. Paul, this is the second victory of the year, your 5th top 10. Talk a little bit about that run out there today.
Yeah, it was seemed like a bit of survival at points, but I think the key today for us was, first off, having a pretty fast Miller Lite Ford and qualifying well and getting a good pit stall. And from there, it was about keeping the track position. And, we kept the track position. We were able to stay out of the wrecks, as there was a lot of good cars that got caught up in that. And as I talked to Brad there in the closing laps, it was like there was a lot of cars in the top 10 that we hadn't seen all day, just because so many good cars had gotten caught up in the wreck. So from there, it was a lot of it came down to the spotter and the driver and their communication of getting the lead and then managing the lead. And I think they did a great job today at that, and found ourselves in victory lane.
Great. And we're also joined by Team Penske Executive Vice President Bud Denker. Bud, in addition to those facts from this year, this is Brad's 4th victory and 9th top 10 finish in 15 races here at Talladega. So can you talk a little bit about that and what it means to Team Penske?
Well, he had a great car today, first of all. We had some great Ford power, Ford performance power today. I would tell you, I stand up on the top of the grandstands and watch the race, and anytime we were by a Toyota or side-by-side by a Chevy, we had strong power today, Paul. You saw it today. In fact, I think our car was better today than we had in Daytona. I think the fact that Brad could stay out in front and manage low, high like we was doing, and Joey Meyer, the spotter, did just a terrific job today. I mean, he's one of the MVPs of our team today, and Paul executed great pit stops, great calls on pit lane in terms of 2 tires or just gas as well. And timing is everything, because we also have the CEO and his wife from Miller Coors, Gavin Hattersley, and Terry here today, are brought down from Chicago. So the timing is great, isn't it?
Awesome. All right, we're going to open up to questions for Paul and Bud. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you and state your name and affiliation when we get it to you. Up here to Bob.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. Paul, you talk about being a race of survival. Just kind of, I guess, how thankful are you that the cars, that you guys weren't involved in anything? And do you have any theories on, we saw 2 cars get upside down today. Anything that can be done about that?
Well, yeah, like I said, it did seem like somewhat of a survival race, as we saw a lot of what I would consider some of the top cars or faster cars get caught up in wrecks, and it just seems like everyone is very aggressive. I think there's opportunity for a lot of cars to win races, and the key to that for us today was just keeping the track position, like I said, and that comes from I think a little bit of it can start, in qualifying with pit selection and having a good day on pit road. I think I saw the 11 car, get knocked around on pit road a couple times as an example of how pit road can go the other way. So we had a good pit stall. The guys did a great job on the pit stops, and we were able to continue to hold that track position when we had to pit. And, with tire wear not being big here, the fuel kind of dictates whether we're going to do 2 tires, 4 tires, or, as we saw a lot of cars at the end, do fuel only, to show how important that track position was. So, like I said, keeping the track position was huge, and I don't think we ever fell out of the top 10 at all today, and I think that's probably the first time we've done that here at Daytona, and I think that was key to getting the win. Obviously, NASCAR works very hard at that, and I don't think that's anything new. That's been going on for a long time, and we continue to, work on the roof flaps and things like that. But gosh, I'm not saying there isn't ways to do better than what we have. I'm sure there is, and NASCAR does a great job of continuing to look into ways to do that. But kind of at the speeds we're running, sometimes it seems like there's not a whole lot you can do once you get sideways at that kind of speed.
I'll go back to Stan.
Hi, Stan Creekmore with RPMTonight.com. I can't see you guys, but the crew chief there. What does this win mean to this team, given some of the struggles you've had this year?
I think it's big. Obviously we got our win early at Vegas. Felt like we had a great car there, and after Vegas, it seemed like we weren't exactly where we want to be on the intermediate style tracks. We had a great car at Martinsville. Felt like we could contend for a win there. But I think as a whole, if you look at the tracks we've run so far, we know we need to be better on the mile-and-a-half style racetracks. And, so getting the win here obviously doesn't mean a whole lot as we go to Kansas, other than that just, it's kind of a shot in the arm and a little momentum. And a lot of times in this sport, that's worth something. So even though it'll be totally different style race cars, heading into Kansas with a win this week will be huge, and hopefully we can keep that momentum going.
Do we have any additional questions for Paul or Bud? All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you for coming in this afternoon, and congratulations on the win.